Emily was, and some of the other siblings are going around trying to like figure out what's going on, interviewing the children in the home to figure out what was really going on. And so here's one of them.
Mom was committing or trying to, threatening to commit suicide, and Mackenzie was like, I wish there was something I could do. And anytime we go to the doctor, it's always, she's never dealt with depression, she's never dealt with anxiety, and I have burn marks on my arms from burning myself on the oven. And she's like, she immediately makes sure that she tells the doctor, those aren't suicide attempts, those are simply from the oven. I just want you to know that. And like, Mom grabbed her again and she whipped around and she was like, stop touching me, please. She was like, I am scared that you are going to actually hurt me again when you do this. And she started backing up, and Mom was like, I've never hurt you like that. And Mom was like, I never knew she was molested. And I said, I told you 9 years ago when it happened. And Mom was like, I didn't know anything about this. And like, Mom went straight from yelling at her about that to immediately hugging her and, I'm so sorry, I love you, I didn't know this happened, and just all kind and everything, like a completely different person. And that was when it came over to me, and she was just sobbing. The amount of things that she's had to endure is unbearable and ridiculous. And she and I both have been told over and over, basically to shove down our feelings and never express them. Yeah. To never tell anybody. Because if we do, God forbid, everybody will know how imperfect our family is. And every time that something happens with Mom and Mom finds out about it, don't tell anybody, I'll deal with it. And she says she's dealing with it, but the only thing she's doing is giving him scripture verses to memorize, and
he needs actual help.
He's not getting any help.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse. Like, extensively worse. And I told Mom, I was like, we don't have any doors. None whatsoever. I don't even feel comfortable sleeping anymore. And she was like, you don't need doors. I don't want that kind of privacy in my house. And I was like,
we need protection.
So you're okay with coming up here anytime he wants and looking at us while we're changing or sleeping. You're okay with that. And my problem is, she's more worried about us trying to find love from another guy, because we've never found that in our home, instead of actually going to the root of the problem of why we feel like we have to. No guy influence in our home that actually genuinely cares about us. So the only way he knows how to communicate his anger is by throwing something or hurting you. And the only way Mom knows how to communicate her anger is by grabbing you and making you look at her
and screaming
at you.
And you've also shared with me how Mom has, like, physically harmed, like, before this incident.
Yeah.
Physically, like, slapped.
She
had her backed into a corner.
She backed into a corner, and I tried getting in the middle of it, and she basically shoved me aside and slapped. And I just grabbed, I said, this is not the way you handle things like this, Mom. And she was like, I don't care, I just can't do this, I can't do this. And then she left.
And her discipline is not like spanking you.
No,
or
it's in
like
the
physical,
moment. Physical. Yeah.
Like smacking you or like berating you and screaming at you at the top of her lungs in your face.
It's getting worse, and the older that Mom is getting, the worse her mind is getting. The more she's becoming like Grandma Lois. And she refuses to get help. She refuses to even admit that she needs help. She refuses that there's anything even wrong with her.
It's disassociative. She sees her behavior as one way, and we see it a completely different way. Like, if you showed her that video that you took, she would be like, and unless, like, if we told her that happened, she would tell us that never happened.
Exactly. And was like threatening to kill herself, and was like, I'm done, I want to die, I want out of this, I have stopped taking medication because I don't want to live anymore. And it was just one thing after another. But when I come home, it's like immediately I have to pretend like I'm happy all the time. I have to pretend like everything's okay 100% of the time. And Mackenzie told me, she was like, when I talked to Mom about it, she brushed it off like it was nothing. Like, oh, Destiny's making it a big deal. And that's my problem, is any time that I try to tell people something that happened and it gets back to Mom, it's immediate. She's making a big deal out of it. With the doctor, with my siblings, with everybody. It's like, since I've grown up the dramatic one, everything I say is now a lie. And I can't even go to a doctor's appointment and give them the truth. Because if I try, I know that I will get it when I get home. And, you know, my coworkers were like, well, can't you tell your doctor that, like, you want your mom taken out of the room because you are 18. She can't legally take you anymore. And I was like, Corey said, she was like, but she'll get in trouble when she gets home. It's like Mom's so scared that her secret is going to be found out, that everybody's going to know that we're all messed up because of her parenting, hers and Dad's. And when Dad was beating me with a metal rod, and we ran upstairs, and Isaac got into the middle of it, Mom just came downstairs like, what's going on? She did nothing. Like, Mackenzie and Corey were the ones hugging me, and she was just standing there like, sorry it happened to you. Like, I'm not gonna get my husband help. I'm not gonna fix this. This is just almost like it was normal. I've argued with her over things that have actually happened. She's like, you're just being dramatic. She's told people she is the dramatic one in our family. You can't tell. And I'm like, wow, thanks, Mom. Way to make me feel good. I feel so bad for her. Because no child should have to endure that. Not when she was bullied by her brother. And I don't know how much he hurt her sexually. But we took her from there and put her into another home that's not any better. It's like we just labeled it Christian. That's all we did for her. And she was supposed to see it as something so much different. And she was like, you're right. I don't understand how this changed because I came here and it was immediate. And I feel like as soon as one of you moves out of the house, it's like, oh, they're out of the house, so they can't know all the craziness that goes on inside the house when you guys come over. Perfect family.
Yeah, that's a lot. I did want to clarify, I used the wrong graphic for this. So this was an audio that Emily had recorded of Destiny for the record so that we could have something to actually move, to actually work to get them out of the home. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't actually from the family meeting. That's a later thing. But this was something where, yeah, they knew they were being recorded and it was for the record, and the video was sent to all the siblings for that purpose.
Yeah, and other people have corroborated that what Destiny said was true. Despite the fact that in other meetings, Destiny was labeled as completely lying about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, she talked about that in her
overinflating everything.
Yeah, it was like a 30-minute long video. So I just took a few clips from it to kind of illustrate the gist of it.
But she's exactly, and I talked about this, her saying like when someone gets married and they leave the home, then the narrative changes and they can't know what's going on. And that is exactly what happened with me. Like, Mom and Terry were completely like, they were very careful about what they told us. And when we found out certain things in 2022, which was why we were kind of like, are they safe? Are they safe? Are they safe? Are they safe? It was just continued nagging at us. Mm-hmm. When Mom found out that Terry had told me this, she went visibly pale. Because I think they knew, based on how we responded in 2018.
I'm going to show that later. Later, she's going to deny to have even known that was a thing.
Yeah,
but we talked about it with them a year before.
Yes, a year prior.
Stuff. Well, that was horrifying. But we do have some good news for you.
So we have created a free community called Trauma Bond. And if you have experienced, even just one of those things, you don't have to have the slew of traumatic things have happened to you. To be qualified to join the community, there's any trauma can be devastating, no matter big or small, and it affects everyone. So join the community, and get healed.
Yes. Not just stay traumatized forever.
No, no, no. There's hope, there's healing, and you can have a healthy, happy life no matter how horrible your life has been thus far. So click the link in the description or the comments below, and
We'll see you inside the community.
Yes.